Chapter 6, Give Me Shelter. That night was the worst night of our lives. The rain kept falling. We had matches, but we couldn't get a fire going. We had no food, and we were sick. It must have been the berries. I threw up first, then Timmy. By dinner time, we were puking our guts out. So we didn't really want to eat. Maybe that was the good news. Instead, we listened to the rain fall. We shook in the cold, and we threw up. You said the berries were good to eat, Timmy whined. Yeah, I thought they were, I snapped back, and I ate them too, you know. Are we going to get back? He asked. Yeah, tomorrow, I said. I tried to sound sure of myself. And Dad? He'll be fine, I said. I wasn't sure about that, but that's what I told Timmy. Right now, he's better than we are. Dad was better. He really was. He could open his eyes and at least groan. That was better than being out cold. Still, we couldn't ask him for help. I don't think he knew where we were or what had happened. After sunset, the bugs came out again. We had no tent. We had nothing but our wet clothes and our canoe. We made a shelter by turning the canoe over. Then we made a kind of bed out of pine branches. When all that was done, I pulled my shirt over my head and tried to sleep. How can a guy sleep when a million bugs are dive-bombing him? I tossed and turned all night. I wondered if it would be better to give up. I wondered if we'd ever get home. You get some really bad thoughts at night. I woke up in the morning when I heard a sound. It was like a large animal stepping on a tree branch. A bear, I thought. I sat up, shaking. In front of me was Timmy, smiling. You look scared, he said. I had a dream, I told him, about a bear. I thought, oh, never mind. Anyhow, Dad's awake, Timmy said brightly. My dad really was awake, all right. His eyes were open and glassy. He seemed to be shaking from cold. Dad, are you okay? I asked him. He opened his mouth, but the words must have hurt him. No, he groaned. Need help. We're going to get help, I told him, today. That's what I said, but I wasn't really sure. We should have got to Pine House the day before. We could have paddled all the way back to our car by now, but we were nowhere. In fact, I had no idea where we were. We gave Dad some water to drink, then got ready to head off. There was no sense eating, and we both felt pretty sick. Better just go, I told myself. Go somewhere. We kept rowing along the shore. It seemed a little easier today. There was no wind and the rain had stopped. It even felt like the current was behind us. That didn't make sense to me, of course. If I was right, we should still be paddling against the current. But we had no map and no compass, so how could I tell? Look, bears, Timmy called out around noon. Yeah, look at that, I said. I put down my oar and rested. It looked like the bear family that came into our camp. Could they be following us? He asked. Nah, bears aren't that smart, I told him, but I wasn't really sure about that. And look over there, Timmy said. A jar of peanut butter and some ripped up sleeping bags. It looks like... He didn't say it. I didn't say it, but the truth hit us both at the same time. We were back at our camp. We had paddled for a day and a half and ended up where we started. That's when I lost it. All that paddling, all that work, and we had gone nowhere. We were tired. We were tired, cold, and starving, and we'd gone nowhere. I started to cry. I tried to fight it, but the whole thing was just too awful. I cried, and then I sobbed like a baby. I felt like a fool and an idiot. Connor, it'll be okay, Timmy said. This time he was the strong one, and I was the guy who cried. No, it won't, I moaned. We're lost. We've got nothing. We don't know what to do. Hey, stop crying, Timmy said. We're going to be okay. Dad's awake now. He'll help us get back. I looked at my dad in the center of the canoe. He was on his back, facing up at the sky. His eyes were pale, the color of the sky. His mouth was half open, and he was still shaking from cold. Dad, I croaked, we're lost. What should we do? For a little while I thought our dad might say something, but no, he closed his eyes and went back to sleep. That's when Timmy had a brainwave. I've got an idea, he said. The planes that fly over us, they're all flying out of L'Orange. I mean, they're flying into L'Orange or taking off. I get it, I said. The planes are flying northwest, so we just have to follow them. It's easy, Timmy said. It was easy, but it had taken us 2 days to think of it. The planes flew lower as they got near the airport, higher as they flew off, so we set our course by watching the first plane that flew over. The new course, however, wasn't along the shore, it was across the middle of the lake. We put on our life jackets, but still it was scary. Soon we were a long way from the shore and moving fast. We're going to make it, Timmy said, and maybe we were. We didn't have to paddle very hard. The current was with us, even in the lake. The canoe kept moving, going somewhere. It felt like we were making progress. In a couple of hours, we came to the other side of the lake. Up ahead of us was where the lake emptied into a river. The current was moving fast now, and then it hit me. I know where we are, I told Timmy. We've been here before, remember? Timmy gave me a blank look. He didn't remember. It was 4 years ago on a different trip. It's the Trapper River, I told him. It leads to the Churchill River up north. I remember now, Timmy said. We didn't canoe here. We went over the land. You remember why? The rapids, Timmy whispered. His voice was full of fear. The Bus Cruncher Rapids are just ahead.